Hey guys, so I wanted to record a video today. It's going to be a little different than the videos I normally post. And I just want to talk about how busyness is a drug. And the reason I want to talk about it is because I'm feeling the effects of that drug right now. And I want to, like I do through my podcast and through my business, it's about me sharing vulnerably and authentically, and that includes sharing in the tough times and the down times. And so I wanted to talk about this now because it's relevant. It's right now. I'm feeling kind of down and just out of energy. And so we have several things in our lives and in society that it's a very interesting kind of dynamic. It's that these things are actually bad for us, but we get celebrated for doing them. And being busy is one of them. Wow, you're so busy. You're always doing something. You're always on the move, on the go. And it's like the person who's always exercising, the person who's constantly in the gym. People say, wow, that's so amazing. You're always there. You're always in the gym. And it can be an amazing and it can be a good thing. But the important thing to recognize and understand for yourself is, why are you doing it? If the exercise is bringing you just tremendous joy and it's coming from a place of growth and development, that's a hugely empowering reason to be at the gym. If your time at the gym is meant to numb you, it's meant to distract you, it's meant to pull you away from difficult truths and realities and stories and situations that you don't want to confront or deal with, that's dangerous. And we get celebrated for these things. You're so busy. You're at the gym all the time. Oh my God, you do this thing that's healthy, that appears healthy, that is just such a great way for you to manage your time. That's so great. But inside, you're just tearing yourself apart. And that's what I experienced recently in the past few weeks. I have not been able to do the things that I normally would as much as I feel that I need to. And I was getting disconnected from my purpose and my passion. And as a result of that, I just felt really lost. And I started to get angry and I started to get scared. And I wasn't smiling. And I heard in a podcast, or in a YouTube video by Philip McKiernan, who I highly recommend. His book, Dead Man Walking, and his talk, The Authenticity Code, are just incredible. But he talks about how when people confront difficult emotions, one of the most common responses is to try to not feel those emotions. So, all right, let's shut off. Let's shut the emotions off entirely. But what's interesting as human beings, it's difficult for us to shut down one emotion without shutting them all down. And what happens with that is you end up just being completely emotionless. And we think, okay, good, I don't have to deal with that difficult truth. I don't have to deal with that pain, so I'm not hurting. But when you shut off everything, you're not feeling anything. There's no joy. There's no happiness. There's no sadness. There's no empathy. There's no feeling. And for me, being such an emotional person, that feels so fucking weird. It's so out of the norm. And so when I feel like that, and when I'm not aware, which it took me a couple weeks to figure out what exactly was going on, I was like, I'm doing my workouts. I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing really well at work. Why am I so unhappy? And what it came down to was not wanting to deal with difficult truths, not wanting to deal with pain, not wanting to deal with loss. It's something where ever since my mom got sick and ever since she passed away, it's been a constant battle to deal with those emotions. And it's not something that you fix. And that was a mistake I made early on. I was thinking, I need to fix this. I need to meditate. I need to exercise. I need to get rid of this pain. And it's not a matter of just moving past it, because we have this illusion that there's things that we just need to move past. It's not like something on the side of the road that you see and then you drive past and you never have to look at or see again. These are real, deep emotions. And the reason that it matters so much and the reason we care so much is because there's so much love. It's because that loss hurts. It's because to love something so much and have it disappear from your life is painful. And it's really painful. And these are the emotions I haven't been feeling. I haven't been feeling anything. And this feels better than feeling nothing. This, even just crying right now, it's like, this is better than nothing. And having these ups and downs is better than just living neutrally and living at the median and never being up or down. It's like that is what so many of us do, and that's how so many of us spend our time and our existence. And then we get to the end of our life and we're like, I never fucking felt anything. And all of you, every single person watching this is going to confront something so difficult and painful. It's going to seem like it will destroy you. It's going to seem like it's going to be, if that thing happens, it'll be the end of me. I don't know what I'll do. I'll lose sight and I'll just be lost. And that's what I thought if anything ever happened to my mom. I said to people, I remember having a conversation with my friends and saying, years ago, I don't know why, it was just one of those crazy conversations over some beers or something like that, where somebody said, what would be the worst thing that could happen in your life? And I said, if my mom died. And that happened. And when she got diagnosed with cancer, it was just this moment of holy shit, like the worst thing that I could conceive is happening. And then it got worse and worse, and the potential for her to pass became more and more real. It got scarier and scarier. I mean, seeing her sick and seeing her hurt was the hardest thing. And that's what I was afraid to deal with. But I know, because I have really amazing people in my life who have helped me. I have coaches and friends and family that just are such amazing people in my life, that I know that the best way through it is to face the emotions. It's not about fixing them. It's not about pushing them away. It's not about destroying them or beating them. It's about feeling them. It's about being a fucking human being and just allowing yourself to feel. My friend Sean Stevenson told me one time when we talked, he said, because I asked him, I said, what do I do? I said, I don't even know where to begin dealing with this. This was just a few months after she passed, and he told me that I was doing so much more damage resisting these emotions than just allowing myself to feel them. And he was right. And so many of us spend so much of our life resisting the truths inside our heart, that we're not in the job that we like, that we're not with the people we want to be, that we want to be with, that we're not in the place we want to be. And the pain we just try to push away because we think it's better to push it away or repress it or hide from it than actually just go ahead and face it, because most of us are never taught how to deal with these things. There's no class on how to deal with the loss of a loved one or the most important person in your life. There's no class on how to deal with drug addiction, with someone sexually abusing someone. There's no class on that in college. I don't know why the fuck we aren't teaching these things, because unfortunately, everyone is going to have these difficult challenges in their life of loss, of fear. And thanks to the amazing people in my life, I've learned so much about it, and I've learned how to deal with it. But that doesn't mean I don't forget. There's so many lessons I've needed to be reminded of that I learn and forget over and over. And I get frustrated at myself, like, Brian, you know how to fix this. And again, I have to keep reminding myself, it's not about fixing. It's just about being. It's about feeling. It's about experiencing. It's about finding the methods that help you release this and working through it. And, you know, guys, truth is a crazy thing. The truth of the matter. What is the truth in this? Well, I had a conversation with someone about truth one time, and I said, well, what is truth? And we talked through it, and the reality is we all experience our own truth and our own reality and our own creation of what is and isn't, what's realistic and what's outside the realm of possibility, what's in our comfort zone and out. Every person is creating this every moment of every day. And for a while, my comfort zone and getting pushed out of it or pushing myself out of it was a scary thing, because it means going back to the painful times in the hospital. It means going back to the moments holding my mom's hand when the pain was so bad that she couldn't move, that we couldn't hug her. It means going back to 2 nights before she died and remembering hating the nurse that was working so much with just about everything I had, because my mom was in hospice and she couldn't speak. She couldn't open her eyes at this point, and she was still grimacing in pain and tensing her body. And I went to him and said, she needs more morphine. We want the pain to stop. And he said, I can't give it to her. And the hate I felt was so deep, because all I wanted to do was help her not to hurt anymore. And I knew there was nothing I could do. So busyness was the drug I was using to cover up these things. And it was just making me tired and more disconnected and feeling lost. And I miss my mom so much. And it hurts to say. And it's scary to say. And it's scary to acknowledge that it's real. Because there's still a part of me inside that wants to hold on and believe she'll be there when I go home. But I know this is all a part of the process and a part of my life. And it's important for me to go back to these painful times, because when we're telling ourselves we're afraid to confront something, it's because we believe that thing has some power over us, that if we feel these things, it'll tear us down, it'll destroy us, it'll bring back pain. But I know that on the other side of embracing and just confronting this pain is real beauty. And, when you let this hate and the anger and this fear and the sadness, when you just let it go, this cry, scream, punch a pillow, whatever it is you need to do, when you let this stuff go, it opens the door for all of those good feelings to come in, for the empathy, for the connection, to remember the moment in the hospital when my mom saw me crying and she took a little stuffed animal, flamingo, and put her glasses on him so that I would smile. You remember the good things. And this is happening right now, guys. I didn't prep this speech, if you couldn't tell. I didn't plan any of this. I just felt like I should record something. And I felt like I should talk about what's happening right now, because part of what I want to do is connect with people, and anybody who looks at what I'm doing or what I've done and says like, wow, he's got it figured out, or Brian's always so positive. It's not always positive. What I try to do is share the good and the empowering messages, and I try to be real and vulnerable with you guys. So this is just part of that. And I want everybody to know that when you feel this pain or you feel that disconnection or you're not feeling emotion, you're not alone. And I think that's why I was feeling like I should record this today. Is because sometimes we all feel alone, and I've been feeling lonely and disconnected. But as I go through this and I feel these things, I'm reminded just how connected we are. And how even though my mom isn't physically here, she still can make me smile. And the love that I feel for her and my family is so deep and real that I'm so blessed to know how powerful love can be. And how I was so blessed to have that kind of love in my life for 24 years. And now I still have it with my brother and my dad and my grandma and all the other amazing people in my life. So today's video is not about a challenge. It's not about an action step. Today is just about me just saying I love you guys. Because one of the things I promised my mom, and one of the last days she was still able to listen and talk, was that I would share. I would continue to live my message and share with the world, and that I would share the love that she shared with me with other people, because I know not everyone was as lucky as I was to have the best mom in the world. So that's part of what today's about. And naturally there's a part of me that's like, I shouldn't share this because this is really vulnerable and people are going to see me crying and see me lost and lost for words. But that's what being vulnerable is about, being real. And if this can help somebody, as my coach says, Peter Scott, he says it'd be a disservice to humanity not to share it if this could help somebody, and I believe it could. Because I needed to start feeling again, and sometimes that takes you going right at what's hurting and what you're scared to feel, because on the other side of it is good feelings. And honestly, I'm feeling good feelings I haven't felt in weeks, and just from doing this and talking with you guys. So thank you guys for watching today. I hope this helped. I know this is a long video, but I did this to help me, and I recorded it because I hope that through working through my own stuff and working to help myself, that it can help somebody else too. So I love you guys, and thank you for watching.